Dumbo looks like he's just like clinging on for dear life, Mufasa from Lion King style, but Kiki is currently sleeping in the chair, and so I don't have the heart to take up any of her napping space with a stuffed elephant. So hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new. Hi, hello. Today I'm going to talk about a paranormal game that I've seen kind of floating around YouTube a lot lately. People recently have been doing a lot of weird stuff at 3 a.m. So I've seen the talking to Siri at 3 a.m. paranormal challenge. People have been playing the midnight game, the bathtub game, just things like that all at 3 in the morning. And one thing that I've really seen resurface is playing hide and seek alone. A lot of these games I think are kind of funny, especially like talking to Siri at 3 a.m. Like I plan on doing that video myself just because I think that obviously most of the people who are doing it are like faking their results, and I just think it could be like more of a funny or weird video rather than scary. One game that I never plan on playing is hide and seek alone, and I had talked about really recently like why I'll never use a Ouija board again. So I'm gonna kind of like start this as a series in terms of like why I will never do some of these like paranormal or really weird challenges or things that I feel like a lot of people on YouTube do for views, which is fine. I tell stories for views, I make videos for views, we all make videos for views, right? Like nobody wants their voice to be like gone into the void. But at the same time, I think that there are certain things that are way too dangerous to play with. One of those things is hide and seek alone, and I'm gonna tell you why. All right, so I heard about this years ago on a website that was listing off different like really freaky Japanese urban legends. And I'll have to write out the proper name of this in Japanese like here because I don't want to totally butcher it. It translates basically to one man hide and seek. And the first person I ever saw actually do it was someone named Britty44 here on YouTube. I love her videos so much. She does a lot of these like really creepy games. And she has herself not had many paranormal experiences, which is kind of like crazy to me because I feel like if I touched any of this, my life would be more haunted than it already is, and it's pretty haunted already. Now, like I said, everyone's doing it at 3 in the morning, but the biggest reason why I think that this is such a terrible idea is you're inviting something into your home, but not only that, you're giving like spirits permission to enter an object. I'm gonna really quickly explain the rules of hide and seek alone. Here's what you need: a stuffed doll with limbs, 1 sack of uncooked rice, a pair of nail clippers because you're going to clip your nails off and put them into the doll. I'm not joking. 1 needle, 1 length of red thread, 1 sharp edge such as a knife or a pair of scissors, a bathroom with a bathtub, a cup of salt water, a television, a hiding place, and incense. So you're gonna use that sharp instrument that you got and you're going to cut open the doll and remove the stuffing. So in Britty's video, for example, her doll had like a voice box. So she took out the stuffing, took out the voice box so that there could be room for the rice. So you're basically going to take out all the stuffing and replace it with dry, uncooked rice, along with several of your fingernail clippings. On this website, it just says clip off a piece of your fingernail. I've seen some people like clip off all 10 of their fingernails, so I guess it's really up to you to decide what you want to do. You're going to use the needle and the red thread to stitch the doll closed. This is supposed to represent like veins and make it more lifelike. Like you're literally taking a toy and trying to make it more lifelike and giving it these things that symbolize like being alive, you know? Fill the bathtub with water, then purify the room in which your hiding place is located with incense or a fuda. I don't know what that is, but basically you're just supposed to like purify it. Once it has been purified, set up the television in the same room. Place the cup of salt water and the sharp edge inside the hiding place. Then you are supposed to name the doll. Naming a spirit something gives it more power, makes it more like, I guess, able to do things, which is kind of weird because like traditionally, especially when like you use a Ouija board or something, or when people are performing an exorcism, knowing the spirit's name gives you power over it. So I'm not really sure why it gives them more power in this situation, or maybe it gives you power over them and that's why like you're supposed to name it. I really don't know. But anyways, so you do all of that prep work, and it's a lot of prep work. And then you get to play the game starting at 3 in the morning. So at 3 in the morning, say hypothetically I'm playing this game, even though I never will, and I'm gonna explain why. I would start off the game and I would say, Loey is it. And I would say that 3 times. So Loey is it, Loey is it, Loey is it. I would stab the doll that I have filled with rice given my own DNA, like my fingernail clippings. This is some sort of weird witch cult ritual. This is where the filled bathtub comes into play, because then I, myself playing the game, hypothetically, I would go to the bathroom and I would submerge the doll in the water and I would leave it there. Then I would go ahead and turn off all of the lights in the house, go to my hiding place, turn on the TV that is set up in the hiding place, so in like my hiding room or whatever, and then I would count to 10. So once you're done counting, you return to the bathroom with your sharp and pointy object. It doesn't have to be pointy, but it probably will be pointy. You'll go to the bathroom and you will stab the doll. The doll, which you've given all these lifelike qualities and basically given it a name and like told every spirit in the world, hey, like, come live in this doll, man. Some instructions I've read just say to stab it. Some say to actually cut the red thread that of course symbolizes like a vein or blood or anything. And then whenever you do it, whatever you do, stabbing or cutting it, you say, I have found you, and then the doll's name. So in this case, like let's say I was using my doll Ava. I would say, I found you, Ava, and then I would either stab her or cut that red thread. When you do that, of course, you do remove the doll from the bathtub or whatever, and then you leave them out of the water for the next part. You put them down after you've stabbed them and you say, doll name here is it. So in my case, I would say, now Ava is it, now Ava is it, now Ava is it. So then I'm going to, while Ava is still out of the water, basically say, now Ava is it. And I'll do this 3 times. So you would say, now your doll's name is it. So now Ava is it, now Ava is it, now Ava is it. You submerge the doll back into the water, and then you leave and go back to your hiding place. You remain as quiet as possible, and I've heard various things about what you do next. Either you stay for a long period of time, you listen if you can hear any noises. I've heard like you should wait until 6 a.m. I've heard that you should only wait an hour, like whatever. You wait as long as I guess that you want to wait in your hiding place, as quiet as possible. You leave the TV on and you just listen for any sounds that you can hear. Once you have decided to end the game, or once it's time for the game to end, you take that cup of salt water that you prepared, put it into your mouth. You want to make sure to keep the salt water in your mouth as you basically start looking for the doll. It's not necessarily in the bathroom. It's not necessarily anywhere that you left it. Hopefully it is in the bathroom. Hopefully it's not wandering around, but you could find it like right outside the door if you have a really, really, really bad ghost or something. So you hold the salt water in your mouth. You hold the rest of the salt water in the cup in your hand as you walk through the house, and no matter what, it is highly, highly advised you do not spit out the salt water. You know how people make like salt circles around various things? I went to a church once that literally had a salt circle around it because of spirits and stuff like that. That's a totally different story, but yeah, so it's like supposed to purify and keep you safe. When you find the doll, wherever that might be, hopefully still in the bathtub, you're supposed to pour the rest of the salt water over it, as well as spit out the salt water from your mouth onto the doll. And then 3 times you say, I win, I win, I win. Then I find a few websites that basically say like, once the game has been completed, allow the doll to dry, then burn it and discard the remains. Burn it. The rice represents the doll's internal organs. Additionally, it serves as bait to attract spirits. When I was saying earlier that red thread represents a blood vessel and seals whatever spirits you might have attracted inside of the doll. Snipping the thread in the main event releases those spirits. When naming your doll, do not give it your own name. It is also advisable to avoid giving it the name of anyone that you know. Once the game has begun, do not do any of the following things until it has been completed. Turn on lights, lock any doors, including the front or the back doors, make any unnecessary noise, or leave your house. The TV is supposed to alert you to anything that is in the house, since you know like ghosts and spirits have a really easy time like basically malfunctioning with technology and electricity and stuff like that, and they draw like their power from it. So you're supposed to leave it on so that it can alert you to any visitors you might have in your home. You're also not supposed to leave your hiding spot without the salt water, because it is going to protect you from any unwanted visitors. Now that I've explained this game at length, let's talk about why I will never play it. It's really so similar to what I was talking about with the Ouija board, and why I personally don't think that unless there was some drastic thing that happened to change my mind, I don't think I would ever play with the Ouija board again. And the main thing about that is you can attract things like Zozo and other awful entities into your home and into your life by performing these like really crazy rituals. And who's to say that once you end the game and burn the doll or whatever, that whatever you've like like invited in isn't gonna stick around. I think it's so dangerous to call out these kinds of things and basically invite them in with you. Like, I really admire ghost hunters and people that go out and do investigations and see if, you know, XYZ is haunted, or they'll do seances or something. But why would you ever do that in your own house or in a place that you're going to reside for a long period of time? And if you don't believe in ghosts, and if you're trying to get like a scare or anything like that, then I can understand like wanting to flirt with the edge of like the paranormal and wanting to do things like this, because maybe you do see people have like paranormal experiences, or like your brother has seen a ghost and you've never seen a ghost, and you know, things like that. And maybe you just want to scare yourself silly. Like, I get the thrill of these games, but I just think that the risk of going into something like this and inviting everything around you, you don't know what kind of energy and what kind of spirits and what kind of ghosts or demons or scary things are around you. I guess my whole thing is like, why risk it? You know what I mean? Like, why invite those things in when you don't know what it could result in? Zozo, the demon that I was talking about in the Ouija board video, doesn't necessarily just have to come when you are using the Ouija board. And that goes for like any spirit or any demon or anything negative or any energy whatsoever. You just have to call out and invite them in for them to have any power over you. That's why I think that every time that I talk about paranormal things, or I don't even know, I was researching this the other night and I kept like seeing things out of the corner of my eye, and of course I could have been psyching myself out. Also, sorry for all the freaking train noises. I'm filming this coincidentally like really early in the day because I didn't want to film it at night. But like, I just kept hearing things and seeing things, and like, it's just so unsafe to call out to these things and tell them like, yeah, it's totally okay, like come hang out with this doll, come play some hide and seek with me, like it's all good. I don't know, I think that a lot of these challenges, these like paranormal challenges, I think that they're funny, but I also think, like, for me personally, I would never run the risk of playing hide and seek alone. If you've ever played it, I would love to know your thoughts. You can send me an email of your story time, and maybe I'll tell some of you guys' stories here on YouTube. I will link my little story time email down below, or you can comment it. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, you guys. If you are gonna play it, please stay safe, please follow the rules, and most importantly, do not abandon the game in the middle of it and just go about your life, because that I think can be one of the most dangerous things that you can do, because you haven't ended it, you haven't like released the spirit from the doll, like whatever. Just be safe, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is why I will never personally play hide and seek alone, no matter how clickbaity these videos are and no matter how crazy people's experiences are. I'm so interested in the paranormal. I'm so like interested in people's stories and what happens, but I just think that this is like, when you invite something into your home like that, when you invite like negativity into your life, it's just, it's not good juju. So I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much. I will see you in my next video. If you enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you guys to the moon and back, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.